Warning, all entitled parents in the show are probably like 50% real. Also, there will be cursing in the show, but it will be censored. Except hell, because that's not a bad word. If you don't like that, don't watch. Now please enjoy your episode. Welcome to r/entitled parents, the web series where we figure out which is the worst entitled parent ever on the internet. Our first story comes from Free the P. Title is, Found Out My Friend is 100% an EP last weekend. Worst weekend of my life. Last weekend, my friends and I decided to go camping for a break. There were 7 of us planning to go, and 3 of them had kids, and they were keen for a break. A few hours before we set to head off on Friday. One of my friends said she's unable to find someone to look after her 9-year-old son, and says she's bringing him. We weren't partially keen on that, but we felt bad saying she can't come, so we just let her bring him. To avoid everyone bringing a car, we take 2 and agree that whoever is in each car will split petrol cost. She brings her own car with her and just her son. This becomes relevant later. We had never met her son, but we learned very quickly that he is spoiled, and quite frankly a nightmare to be around because she lets him do whatever he wants. From here on, I'll refer to her as EP and him as SK, and give a few examples of what the crap she pulled. He eats almost exclusively cereal, chips, and chicken nuggets. He has a tantrum if you even offer him anything outside of that. So we learn quickly not to try to get a real meal in him. We spent a day at the lake. She had his chips and nuggets ready, but he decided he wanted cereal for lunch. She waited for us all to leave because we obviously didn't bring milk to the lake. EP demanded that one of us to go get milk for her boy. And when we said no, SK started screaming, and then she yelled over him, "Look what you've done to my baby boy!" When she sees we are still not getting milk for her, she runs back to her car and drives off, leaving us with SK, who is still screaming. She's gone for over an hour and comes back with the milk and says, "Sorry, I need a break from your negative attitudes." He picks up on those vibes and says that's why he's been screaming. Then she demands we split the cost of her petrol from going and getting milk, saying, "If you hadn't been so stubborn and so cruel to me and SK, that I wouldn't have had to drive all the way." We all just said no and got into our cars. I have mental health issues, which I take medication for, morning and night. SK wanted to play with them because they were different colors and shapes, and I had brought them in my weekly pack, so they were all separated, and I guess he thought they were candy or toys. I don't know. I explained to him that they were dangerous, not candy, and that was very important medicine. Because I didn't trust him not to grab them, I moved them from my bag to the car. That night I go to grab my meds and I can't find them. I ask around, everyone says EP has seen him playing with my pills. I rush over and take them all asking her what the hell she's doing. To which she just says he wanted to play with them. He knows not to eat them. I take them all and tell her that there is something wrong with her if she thinks that letting her kid play with medication is no big deal. When she starts screaming that he wants them back, she pulls off of me and starts yelling that I'm evil and trying to abuse her son. I am bigger than her, so I push her off me, and they're both on the mat screaming while I think, God, that was over. Last night, so I didn't have to suffer that much longer. We had agreed to stay at a campsite in our tents. We had 2 big tents, enough for us all, and figured that they were cheap AF. So we just had to share tents and cook food over a little gas stove. EP decided to get a little unit because they can't come with a small oven, and SK only likes frozen nuggets oven baked, not pan fried. We told her that was a lot of money to just bake his nuggets, and that she said it's fine. Then at the end, Then end of our weekend, she tried adding her unit to the cost that we were splitting. We were baffled. None of us had spent any time in the unit or used the facilities, and it had, so we didn't understand why she would think that it would be split. We refused, and she lost it at representation, saying that we should have known she'd need units for me and my baby. We refused to pay and walked out while she cried at representation until they told her to pay or they'd call the police. And on top of it, she emailed us a invoice with money we owed because she had split the cost of food, petro, and the accommodation. She had decided that her cost too should be split in the cost of her son's food. The units she stayed in, the petro and the used for the free that would be claimed, were used from us. For the way you treated my boy this weekend, he is a miracle and shouldn't have been treated as such. I emailed her back and told her that I would not be paying a cent. And that is, as far as I'm concerned, our friendship is over. The others said something similar. She posted a status saying that she's glad she cut ties with a group of child haters. I used to be confused to how she was single and she was quite beautiful. And though I thought lovely, I thought her baby daddy was insane for leaving her. Now, I know he was saving himself. Now, OP, that is an amazing story. It's amazing. I cannot believe people can be like that. We're not going to do the final rating till the end, but this is a pretty high EP. EM leaves children in a hot car. My friends and I interrupted. Cops involved. Posted by XXXT-Rex. I posted in the subreddit, but since I've had enough karma, I've decided that more people should be able to know about this and see on its original r/entitled parents and be aware of these situations. I'm still shocked by this. This happened a month ago. I know this will be buried somewhere, but here it goes. I was walking out a food store just across to my high school to get some Gyros with my football teammates after morning practice, which had ended at 12 p.m. The heat is already 100 degrees. We got out of the store, Gyros in my hand and about to hit a hot dog joint. Then we hear a baby crying. No big deal, we thought, until it hit one of my buddies. Let's call him Ethan. That sounded a bit muffled, so we moved our eyes around the area until one of my buddies, let's say Marcus, spotted two babies in a car, oblivious in 100 effing degrees weather. No parents, of course. The car is hot and locked. Ethan, without even thinking, decides to draw attention while Marcus begins to call the police. I have a brother who works in the military, and he taught me that whether in a similar situation, to hit on the outer parts of the car window, which are weaker than the inner parts of the window. Spark plugs are a bonus. So I asked someone to grab something blunt that they can also fit into the palm of my hand. When they give in to me, I did what I was taught in the car window with the said blunt object and shattered the window in 2 hits. I had to hit the driver window as to not give glass spray in the face of the toddler's concedants. Coincidentally, EM is walking out and she drops her things and shoves me to the ground, attempting to mount me to assault me in the middle of an effing crowd. Ethan and a few other bystanders already break it up. Dialogue is a bit shaky considering it all happens so fast, but it goes something like this. EM: No! Don't let him steal my stuff! Marcus: Here's what the hell this B-word had said. What? Me: You let your kid die in a hot car in 100 effing degrees. EM attempts to slap me. Do not curse at me, young man. I am your superior. I went to grab what I need and it wasn't even 5 minutes. Yet you attempted to rob my belongings and kidnap my children. A lot of shiza just happened in 5 minutes, you con. Ma'am, you can't be serious. You're worried about being robbed when your children... They're fine. They They're fine where they were, yet you accomplishly disturbed them from their nap. Now I have to deal with their mood when I get home. By this point, a couple of bystanders have got the children out of the car. Another bystander steps in. Bystander, well, lucky they didn't go internal napping. Like you give a about my children. This pedophile, pointing to me, could have possibly taken my children, and you didn't do it about it. Somebody call the police. Marcus, no need, Satan. I already did so. EM is visibly pissed at what Marcus just called her, but calms down when she is told the police are coming to our location. EM is arguing with a couple of bystanders when Ethan tries to help me cope with the anxiety, and Marcus is still on the phone with the operator. Once police arrive, EM is already on the case. Cop, what's the problem, ma'am? Approaching EM. This pedophile, pointing at me again, tried to kidnap my children. I want to press charges. Me, what the fuck? I didn't try to take your children, you dumb. Left him in the car in this type of heat. Luckily, Marcus and Ethan was there to back me up, but apparently I did not satisfy this of a mother. So the cops from the store possibly had a camera. One camera showed clear as day that my buddies and I saw the children in distress, a crowd being drawn, and me breaking into the car. The final nail in the coffin is when the children were escorted out of the car, and once it was proven that the car belonged to the mother and my squad was acting in vain and responsible intern, she was arrested, but not before having a fit and trying to assault me and cuss me, and watching herself being dragged away from her children. Side note, I was also asked if I personally wanted to press charges on the woman for attempting to assault me, but I didn't press charges because it was the end, and it was about the children rather than me. However, the city is pressing charges, and maybe even the state? ? To summarize, my buddies and I saved a couple of children. Mother goes insane and tries to assault me. Cops end up arresting her instead. Still awaiting court, but with the amount of evidence gathered, it shouldn't take long. Now, OP, with this entitled parent, that may actually win that one. I'm not sure why, but it's just that she left her children in the car, and they could have died. So that's probably going to be number 1 for our OP count. EM count. I don't know. I'm stupid. EM screams at me because I won't give her free groceries. Posted by You Are a Ligumra Try. It's just going to go on screen because I don't know how to pronounce that. It was a supermarket. I was at the supermarket, and my purse collided with a precious stack of towered of apples, sending them scattered. I picked them up and went on my way. EM, entitled Mother. EC, entitled Child. I was just finishing up in produce when EM cornered me. For context, I'm a senior woman, and I was in a dress and pushing a cart of groceries. Hey you, says EM. Me, yes. Where's the free fruit? Sorry, no clue. Sarcastically. Well, would you go find it, please? I don't work here. I just saw you stacking a display. I don't care if it is in your department. My kid is hungry. Where's the free fruit? Me. Sorry, I don't work here. Anyone in a green or black apron can probably help you. No, I don't have time to wander around. You help me. Me slowly. I do not work here. Good luck. You're stupid. You don't even know where the fruit is. If I had a more precise mind, I would have said, well, neither do you. But this kid was like 7, and I had to be an adult. Look, I can't help you. Turns to leave. What's your name? I'm reporting you to the manager. EK. Yay! Shut the up, EC. Very classy. Cursing at your 7-year-old. I just walked away at this point. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to check out and see EM and EC in the next line over. EC is eating an apple, and the cashier, I guess, has asked to scan it because EM was yelling about how it was supposed to be free, loud enough that the other employees and a security officer had started to come over. Cashier, I'm sorry if there was some kind of miscommunication, but we do not have a free fruit program. Then she says to one of the store employees told her he was free and how she was very rude to her. I don't feel comfortable, so I'm trying to avoid her line of sight. No luck. EM, right there! That's one. She told me it was free and she wouldn't help me. Me, looking around, pretending like I'm trying to see who she's talking about. EM, do not ignore me. I am a customer. Me, excuse me? Are you talking to me? I don't even work here, sorry. She's lying! I saw her working here! Cashier, ma'am, she doesn't work here. You're going to have to pay for that apple, or I'm afraid I'm going to have to escalate this matter. She kept yelling, and I don't know, I didn't buy much, so I just paid and got out of there ASAP. I hope she was banned, crazy lady. By my count, I did 3 stories, and plus because I kind of got them together anyways in the first place, but that's not the problem. Anyways, so this was a pretty tough one to rate these entitled parents. Okay, for the third position, I'm going to go for, I guess I'll go with the first entitled parent for that one. It's not that bad a position from that, but she's number 3. The first story. The one with the camping. For our second place spot, we'll go to the grocery store EM. Because, that's just really rude thinking of someone as an employee when they say they're not. And that means for number 1, we'll go boiling hot lady that tried to let her kids die in a fire. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. There will be another episode out next Wednesday. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!